Hello everyone, welcome to another Unreal Engine tutorial. In this video I'll show how to move a character on a spline. A dynamic spline which you can reuse it inside your game however you want. First create a blueprint class actor and name it as pp underscore spline. And in this we'll need a spline. Then we need two box collisions, one for spline begin another spline end. Okay, so we have two box collisions. I'll reduce the size here. Okay, this should be fine. And the spline end also, we will move the spline end to a bit far location. So I'll enter this as something like 1000. So you can modify that as required. And height of this I want it a bit higher, so I'll set it as 3. And both I'll send it to render visible so that we will see how it looks or how it behaves in the game. Okay. So okay, I'll see the I'll show the reason why I've kept the spline end as a bigger one. Before that, I'll go to the event graph and I'll remove these. On event begin play, first we need to set the spline ends location. So I'll set as so I want to keep the spline end box collision at end of the spline. So for that, first I'll get the current location. Then on spline actor, find location closest to world location. Then the return value of the box collisions location to the world location here, and set the coordinate to world. And we don't want the spline and box collision exactly at the end of it, so I'll break the vector here and make vector. So x and z will be the same. Y we want to add a float to this. So I'll keep the number as 50. And this will be the location of our box collision. Then we also want to set the rotation. Set rotation. This I'll take the rotation of the spline end. So get point. And I want the rotation of the last spline point. So how do I take it? So I'll make it. So from spline, I'll get the number of spline points. Number of spline points. And this will be the index point for rotation. So that we will get the rotation of the last spline point. Then after that, we'll cast to play side scroller character, the usual thing. So I'll promote this variable as player reference. Okay, so this is our event begin play. So I'll give the screenshots of these blueprints in my blog. I'll leave the link in the description. You can go there and check it if you want. Now we need to create two custom events. One is begin spline, and other one is end spline. Okay. And on the side scroller character, we need to create a variable which is in spline, which is a boolean, and we also need to set a reference to the spline on which we are moving currently. So the type of this is BP curve spline. Okay, so this is all set here. We'll go back to our curve spline blueprint here. So once I start the begin spline custom event, I want to set the variable so I'll be setting in spline to true. Then I'll also set the curve spline reference. And this I'll set it to self. And now I want to move the player along the spline. So for that, set world. Okay, so I have to set the world location of the player capsule. Get. Okay, so we need to get the closest spline point to where we have to move our character. So for that, first I'll get the current world location. Then on the spline component, I'll get find location closest to the world location. Location closest to the world location, and I'll set the return value from player's world location to this world location. I'll set it to world, then okay, this is done. Now we want to end the spline. So almost the reverse of this. I'll just copy this. Okay, so this should be fine for now. And once we are on this plan, we have to do certain things on event tick. So for that, I'll create a variable start tick. So this will be a boolean, and I will Okay, I'll call this on event tick. And on event tick, first we will see whether we have to start ticking. For that, I'll use a branch here. Branch. So if it is event start tick, then I'll move the player on the spline. So for that, I'll get the player reference, capsule component, get world location. Then again on the spline, we need to get find a location closest to world location, and similar to the previous one, we'll set this here. Okay, so now our character has to only move on this plane, but it should still be able to jump. So for that, we have to break this vector and split this pins and split this also. So we will pass x as it is, y as it is, and z from the player's world location. So I think we are done almost. So now let's keep the actor on the ground. First I'll save all. Okay. So I think I have to move this even further. So better I'll keep spline end at 3000. So now we have the spline end somewhere else. So we will create a spline now. On begin overlap, spline begin. So we will check whether our player character has crossed. We have already casted our player ref, so I'll be checking whether the overlapping character is our player reference. Then we need one more branch to check on what direction the character is moving. So to check that, I'll get the character movement, get the velocity. And see if it is less than 0. So if it is true, I will call the begin spline event. If it is false, I will call the. So doing this will help in using the same box collision when you are returning on that path. So similarly, we will do it for the spline end also. So the code is almost similar for that. Copy. Okay, we have to set the event tick variable value here. So on the side scroller character, click on character movement. So we have to untick this because constraint to plane makes a side scroller character move in a single line. So if you want to divert it from its actual path, you have to untick this. So I think now it should work. Okay, so once we set constraint to plane, once we disable this, our character is moving on the spline. So you can see it's moving. Okay, to better view it, so our character is moving on the spline, but we still need to fix the direction the character is looking when it is on the spline. So to do that, go to your side scroller character and on event graph, axis move right, and here add a branch and use the variable in spline, and if it is false, it is okay. If it is true, we will keep it like this, and if it is false, I'll just duplicate this, add it here, and set the axis value to scale value. Now we will set the direction here. So to do that, we need the capsule component, get world location, and we need the curve spline ref. So find tangent closest to the world location. So as like before, we'll mask it here and put it in the world direction. I'll tidy it a bit. I'll move upwards. Okay, this is neat. Okay, now let's compile and see. Oh, so our character is moving on the spline, and it works in the reverse also. Okay, so the reason I kept the end spline size as bigger. This is because when you want to move your character on a plane, something like so something like this, having it bit bigger will help us to identify their exact exit point. So this is what we are trying to achieve in this spline. Try this. Try this in your project and let me know if you're facing any issues. As I said, I'll paste as I said, I'll post the screenshots of the blueprints in my blog, so you can check there if in case you're facing any issues. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.